right, Jeff Houston. I'm Carolyn Langer. I'm here on behalf of WICB as the Hip Hop, Rap, and R&B Music Director. It's great to be with you here today. How's it going on your end?
It's going pretty good. I mean, a little tired, but things are definitely moving. Everything's fantastic.
Good to hear. So, Jeff, you also go by LeVII, and from Southside Syracuse, you're a very talented creator of both music and lyricism. Definitely happy to sit down with you now and talk a little bit about your craft with you.
Well, I appreciate you having me.
Of course. So, I was actually just noticing, since I rebranded my department and started using a new Twitter page, I was on your Twitter account and I saw that I'm in your Twitter header photo. I was so hyped to see that. It actually was it really made my day. And that picture comes from you being at the studio recording for Freestyle Fridays, which was a project from 2019. You definitely surprised me there when I saw that. I was really excited.
Yeah, that's dope. I love that. It was a nice session. It was real dope. It was nice to be a part of that. I'm glad that you invited me out.
Yeah, of course. You're like I said, very talented. So, even then, like I knew that I definitely wanted to keep in touch with you. So I'm glad we got this all working out. But for now, let's just talk about you. So, you're extremely committed to your craft. It's just something I also just appreciate about you as an artist. Because your talent is there, but it also takes that commitment to bring you to the next level and really make you a force in the field. So, just a little bit about your releases. You have 3 albums out, 2 from 2019, 1 from this year, 2020. So I just wanted to kind of catch a glimpse of what exactly inspires you to create so frequently and be so passionate about it, wholeheartedly, like in the form of full-length albums.
The way that I see it is that, I see myself as more than just an artist. Like, I'm more of a storyteller, and a lot of stories come in bundles. I mean, you can tell one story, but you don't get the full aspect of a story in just, one setting. It's in the same sense, it's like being an author. An author is not just going to give you one page. They're willing to give you a whole book, if anything. You know what I mean? So being dedicated to the art is very important to me. Especially being able to create anything is inspiring to myself and to others. I mean, the way I see it, seeing how people get inspired when I make music, it's like, wow, like, that's dope. Like, I'm making this and you're inspired to listen to what I'm making. Like, why not continue? You know what I mean? So it's a forever thing. It feels like for everything. I can continue to create no matter what. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Do you know where that passion really started? Has that always been there since you've begun as an artist and a storyteller?
No, actually, where it really originated, it had to be with my dad, because my father, he was actually in a band, and growing up and being around that scene, he used to go on tours, being on the road with him, just kind of getting the whole aspect of music and understanding that, it's a lot more than just music. It's, it's part of you. And for years, I actually ran away from it. I was like, okay, well, I dealt with that when I was younger, but, I want to make my own lane, but I always dibbled and dabbled in making beats and, freestyling things here and there, but I didn't want to take it too serious because I knew, there's a good side and bad side to music, and I tried to avoid, going down that path. But eventually, I found my own route. It was like, you know what, I could actually do this, and the passion started to come behind it because unknowingly I was prepping myself to make music by practicing making beats almost every night, like from the age of like 10, just sitting in my room practicing on FL Studio or playing on the keys or practicing with my bass guitar. It was just, like I said, it was a forever thing. So I would have to say maybe around maybe around 16. That's when I really knew, like, yeah, like, let's try this out. Let's see what happens, you know? But that's what it
Yeah,
was.
it's really cool. I mean, there's something really beautiful about life that is just continuing on a path, you know, and growing through life and being very strong-willed about it and growing with it, you know. So it grows on you and you grow with it. I definitely can see that a lot in you and in your music. I mean, your passion shines through completely. And I mean, just to speak a little bit on those projects, the two from 2019, Southside Etiquette and Midnight, how do you think that you've evolved with those projects and changed to create the 2020 Collisions album?
Mm. Uh, the way those projects started out, 2019 Midnight's project was really based on, you know, my environment, like just me as a person, just what I've seen and what I went through. And then the change happened where I started to realize that it was more to me, that music became more to myself. So Southside Etiquette developed into, you know, more of my surroundings and what other people see, how their everyday life is, and, you know, what may happen in their life and what they go through on a daily basis. And having those two projects just sit and have people really listen to them and understand where I was trying to come from as an artist, you know, it brought about Collision in 2020. And the whole aspect of Collision was, you know, it was emotions colliding with being a person of my nature, my color, and my culture, and trying to fight through this world while also trying to, you know, strive to be better, you know, and focusing on being an artist while dealing with all these other things. It's, you know, it's trying to find a balance in life. And it's just, you know, when trying to find a balance, you go through battles, and sometimes it can become a little hard for you. Sort of like, you know, it's an impact in your life. That's why it's called Collision. But those projects leading up to Collision was just me finding myself as an artist, you know, understanding what kind of message I want to spread throughout, you know, throughout this world, and what kind of mark I want to leave on this earth.
Something that's kind of cool that I'm just connecting to what you're saying now and what you were saying before about having albums like books, you know. So Southside Etiquette and Midnight both being books, like chapters 1 and 2, to ultimately like the trilogy Collisions, you know, like they all come together in a series. And I guess you know, you talk a lot about in Collisions, like you said, just being you, person of color, your environment, and having you as a person and then your environment ultimately collide and come to form this third project. You know, how do you use the energy now, the energy of the Collision,
Yeah.
to make that project and then ultimately maybe have a fourth?
Um, I go off of the moment of right now, like whatever it may be that I'm feeling, whatever's going on around me. So, you know, my next project that I'm actually developing, it talks, like, I have a few songs that talk about what we've been through from the end of 2019 to now. You know, Collision was his own body of work, but then everything that happened after Collision was just, you know, it was so rapid that I wasn't able to jot everything down. It was just kind of going through the moments, going through the motions, and having those kind of feelings and developing those feelings. You know, it brings about a different light, a different kind of body of work. And, you know, having that fuel, having those moments of, you know, doubts and seeing everyone else's struggle, having my own struggle as well, you know, is, for lack of better words, it's easy to come up with another project. I mean, from all the deaths that we experienced in the last couple of months and everything that has just happened in this world, is easy. It's easy to speak on a lot of things. And I feel like, you know, me personally being able to voice my opinion and actually speak on things that have happened, I mean, it's fluent. It's very fluent to come up with something new.
I was just gonna ask, like, maybe where that confidence comes from, you know, being able to advocate and speak on behalf of the greater good of a lot of people, you know, as a representative, but also like just being an artist and making music during this time. Like, what is that, where that confidence comes from to be able to fully represent your self-expression, but the expression that's being thrown all over the world right now?
It originally comes from dealing with, you know, the things of this world, dealing with all the complications of this world. You know, everybody, I see myself as a person who really likes to help people, because there was a time where I didn't have anybody to help me. I didn't have anybody to look up to who would, you know, try to guide me, try to help and guide me through this earth, you know, through the hard times, to the things that I would go through as a young Black male. And with that being said, I've been through moments where I experienced a lot of police brutality and a lot of unfair justice from, you know, being at a time where I was living with my mother at a time, and, you know, our house got raided for no apparent reason. And I was only about, what, maybe 10, 11, and having cops bust into my house and having guns to me and my mom and my brother and my sister. It's like, why is this happening? And not understanding that this is something that happens on a daily. You know, this is something that happens to people of my color every single day. And it's become so normal that we, like, people like me, we become numb to it. And we just kind of brush it off like, oh, it's just everyday life. It's whatever. But really, it shouldn't be like that. You know, we should have people out there who really want to see a change, who want to help pursue a better life for people in a general aspect. You know, everybody needs help, but at this moment, you know, you realize that my people need a little bit more help, need a little bit more push, need a little bit more guidance. They need somebody that's going to say, like, look, this is what's going on. And the best way to get through it is to actually talk about it and understand, like, this is what's happening, you know? And this has been going on. It's not just a right now moment. This has been going on for years. And I'm a pure, you know, I'm an image of that. Somebody that's been through that ever since birth. You know, it's an unfair fight, but the fight is there. You know, somebody has to fight it. Somebody has to be there to actually, you know, be front line with it. And I feel like, me personally, I was born for that. You know, unknowingly, you know, going through everything, going through every single battle, just, you know, trying to understand, like, what this life holds and what may come. Just trying to understand, like, what I can do as a person to actually help my people. And, you know, being able to use my craft and use my ability to speak, because for a long time I wasn't able to speak. And, you know, using the moment now to be like, you know what, enough's enough. I'm gonna speak on it, and I'm gonna let it be known, regardless of what may happen, any repercussion, anything that comes with it, I'm all for it. You know, I've come to a point where I'm willing to die over what I'm saying. I have no problem with that. So I'm gonna say what I got to say and let people know what's up. So, yeah,
You're a martyr. That's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, kind of just speaking on, you know, your understanding and you're seeking truth, you know, that really just brings us to a song that you really pointed out as one that you wanted to discuss for today, off of Midnight, and its title, Understand. So first, just like my first impressions of the song, I actually really, you know, I told you this before, but I really always forget how, honestly, like, magical your production just hits so hard, and it's so beautiful. Like the production on that track is really, really, really like a great bass line for it. And then, you know, you start off talking about, you know, standing in the booth, explaining your past. It's like you're sitting through an interview. And I thought, you know, since I got you on an interview now, I might as well kind of get a little bit about how it feels to be telling your story, because I know it takes a lot of emotional energy to like re-traumatize events and just go through the stories again while explaining to people, like how does it feel, especially, for that track, the hook is kind of like, you'll never understand unless you're in it. But and at the end you kind of seek, I just want everybody to feel what I'm saying. So what is it like to tell your story, to have people maybe not fully understand it, but also be seeking for some emotional connection with people and listeners and anyone?
It's hard to tell my story repeatedly, to let people know like this is how I feel. It's hard because, as a young black male, we're taught to man up, to not show any emotion, to not express anything, to hold everything down, to basically be a man. But it's hard to be a man when you're not understood. It's hard to be in this life when you're not understood. And for me, speaking my truth almost every single day, for people to actually listen to it every single day, I can say it repeatedly. I can tell you like, this is what it is. It's what it is. You can see it on TV every single day, but you will never truly understand what it's like unless you are in those shoes. Some people have the ability to turn off, being a part of the culture, being a part of dealing with what we go through. Some people can hop in and out and be like, you know what, I support you, but I don't support you all the way. I want to be a part of it, but I don't really have to be. And for me, I have no choice. It's really all in. It's all cards in. I can't turn it off. I can't wake up one day and be somebody else. I have to be this every single day. I have to be this young black male on this earth every single day, trying to balance happiness and sadness every single day, trying to be better. And expressing that is draining. But, the way I see it, somebody has to do it. Somebody has to be the person to really express and tell people like, this is what it is, and fully go in depth of how it is to be, a black person on this earth. It's hard. It's hard. It has its share of battles. And, trying to have people connect, there's some hit or misses. Some people enjoy it, like yourself. Some people enjoy the production, but also enjoy the message behind it. And some people just enjoy the music. And if you enjoy both of those, I mean, it's fine with me, but I just want you to understand the message. I want you to understand why I'm making this song. I don't want you to just, it's a good song, like it's dope, and then brush it off. No, I want it to resonate with you. I want you to understand, like, this is truth. There's truth behind these lyrics. There's no false allegations behind this. I'm telling you what it is through this, and I'm giving you all of my emotion. I'm not giving you something that's fabricated. I'm giving you something that you can go out and see for yourself. If you have somebody close to you, if you have interactions with a certain person of my color, just know this is what they're going through. When you hear this song, that's what they're going through. And I give you a pure example of what we go through in the second part of the song. I'm explaining how a young black man goes throughout the day. He's trying his best. He wants to be greater than what he is. He wants to be like everyone else. He wants to have higher, aspirations on being on the Forbes list one day. But the problem is, the people around him, they see him reaching for these aspirations, and ultimately they kill him, because that's what it is. That's what it is every single day. But you would never understand that unless you're in that position. So, being in that position and trying to explain my emotions is very draining. But, it's a love-hate relationship. But, somebody got to do it.
That's definitely a part of the song that really spoke to me a lot, because it felt like, even the way I just asked my question, like, how do you still drain yourself but still speak so passionately, write full-length albums and talk about this stuff, talk about your story, talk about what it's like for people around you, people of color, being a black man on this earth. Like, that's a lot to put on your shoulders, and when I heard that part of the song, it kind of just, it definitely woke something up in me, like, because I don't understand that, you know, and I don't understand like you who wants to be something and like continues to do something, continues to be so passionate about what you are doing, but then also having this deterring, you know, fear in life that'll bring you down, because life can be taken like that.
That's a fact.
And so, you know, that definitely, that second part of the song really spoke to me, especially because it's hard to like want to continue, but still full knowing well that, you know, it could all be gone in an instant, you know. And
Yes.
so yeah, that part of you that continues to strive and continues to be great is something that I really appreciate about you and I look up to. And you know, if you're down, I know it's draining, but if you're down to talk a little bit about that, I would love to hear more about where your drive and how your drive continues to be so strong.
It comes from knowing that, you know, I have a long road ahead of me, and so do other young Black males and females behind me. You know, I want to show that there's more to life than just, you know, just struggle. Like, of course, you're going to struggle through life, but at the same time, you can go after whatever it is that your heart desires. And you have the ability to do it, regardless of what's up against you. And the drive comes from setting an example of being a person that is going to spread a positive message, being a positive figure, especially in my neighborhood, especially in my city. You know, we have so many people that want to be big, but serve a false image, serve a negative image towards our culture. And it hurts us. It stuns us of our growth. It stuns us of being greater than what we could be. And me personally, I just want to be the person that's, you know, able to show you, like, look, you can be positive. You can serve people a positive message. You can do good in your neighborhood. You can be the person that people look up to, that come to for guidance, that can always, you know, come to for reliable, you know, just be reliable. Somebody that's positive. And positivity, that's something that we really lack, especially in my neighborhood. We lack that. It comes with such a cost that, like I said, it stuns our growth. And the young kids that I see every single day, they have, in a way, what J. Cole said, we have so many false prophets. It's like, you know, who's going to be the person to really show you what it is? Who's going to be the person to lead you, to show you that, you know, this life is what you make it. And if you're willing to make something positive out of it, then go for it. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Don't worry about what everybody else is saying. Just go for it. You know, assert yourself in this life and go for gold. All cards in and go all in. And you know, that's where the drive comes from. Just want to be inspiring. You know, it's the highest thing you can do in this life is inspire people. And if I could reach that goal, if I could keep pushing on and being able to inspire people, even the young kids or even older people, because I know for a fact that I spoke to older people and they told me, like, look, you inspired me because, you know, you never let up. Like, regardless of what's against you, you always keep pushing. And I've been born with it. So many battles that I've been through, that's what it is. So that's where the drive comes from, just inspiring people, being able to lead.
Yeah, you do a good job of it.
I would hope so.
You don't step down or turn around even if people aren't understanding, because you are like so passionately trying to find that emotional connection with people, and you can so hear it and feel it in your music. And I think that's definitely, it sounds like you're on the mission to inspire young and old, and I think that's really important and a really beautiful part of your journey as an artist that you've decided to kind of take, you know, you know, when I first talked to you, I was trying to kind of dig a little bit more to see like what it is that you've got going on that it speaks out, you know, advocates and helps support people, and it's really just who you are, you know. It's the little things, and I think that's definitely a great start, and it's great that you've done it. And I keep calling it great, but I keep saying the same word over and over again, but it really is truly, truly beautiful, especially if there are people looking up to you, you know. It's good messages that you got going on.
Yeah, I try my best to, you know, like my mom always told me, you got to walk with love. You know, there's so much hate in the world. You got to have some ounce of love in you to keep pushing. You know, I'm full of love. I can't have no hate in my heart towards anybody. I got to have some type of support. I want people to support me. Why not, you know, give the same back? I mean, you brought me up for radio freestyle. I mean, I tried to spread the message like, look, she's dope. This radio station is dope. I mean, I got some great feedback from it, but that wasn't the ultimate thing. It was to actually spread the message of like, look, there's people out here who's doing positive things. It's beyond me. You know, I might be a vessel of positivity, but it's more than me. You know, this whole life is more than me. So why not, while I'm here for the moment, spread as much love as I can, spread as much support as I can. That way, when I'm gone, you know, my name, it's like, yeah, it's always been something positive by him. He always showed love. He always showed support. So that, I mean, I try my best. That's all I can say. I try my best. I give everything I have to make sure that that message is seen.
Yeah. You're wise as hell. That's beautiful.
I try.
Yeah, you're really doing well for yourself and the people around you, and I appreciate your appreciation. You know, it runs deep. So I guess just to kind of wrap us up here a little bit, do you have anything else that you felt that in this life has taught you, maybe your wisdom, where like how your wisdom can run so deep into people near and far? And as a creator of music, you know, your music's able to reach people everywhere that people can listen to music. So how do you grapple with that, and how do you kind of perpetuate sending messages across the globe?
It's kind of hard to tell. It's kind of hard to explain, actually. It's just, I don't know. It's just like I said, it's just a feeling. It's something. It just comes natural. The wisdom part, that full-fledged came from my mom and my father. I mean, they, you know, it's sad to say I didn't have the best household, but at the same time, it gave me enough to understand that, you know, there's more to life. There's, you know, I can take a different route. I don't have to succumb to my environment, you know. Being that, you know, like I said, my dad was a musician. He kind of got the worst end of it, you know, the drugs and being on the road all the time, having that. And then my mom, you know, she wasn't really that much around, but all I had was my siblings. And, you know, having that, you know, you got to grow up fast. It sucks to say. I mean, it's a stereotype, you know, being a young black kid in the neighborhood, life isn't hard, parents ain't always home. I mean, it's a broad stereotype, but at the same time, it is what it is. But I chose to become something more than just a stereotype. You know, I mean, granted, I'm doing music, but at the same time, I have a different version of it. And being wise, you know, it comes with life lessons. Just a lot of internal battles, external battles. It comes with a lot. And, you know, I have people around me that want to see me win. So I have to be level-minded. I have to have the mindset of bettering myself and bettering people around me. And I can't let up. I can't be the person to just fold. Folding is not a part of the plan. I don't have the can't do spirit. Because if I've made it this far, then who's to say that I can't make it farther? Who's to say that I can't be better? Who's to say I can't be the greatest amongst people that don't see greatness? You know what I mean? Like, we had a discussion we had a discussion before. I told you off rip. I said, I'm going to be one of the greatest. You said, that's kind of broad to say. I said, yeah, but that's what it is. That's pure fact. If I have that mindset to strive and that's what it's going to be, then that's what it's going to be. There's no letting up. I have that mindset to be great. I had the mindset to make sure that I plant my foot in everything that I do, and I do it 100%. And I keep that wisdom in my pocket, because without wisdom, you know, you'd be a fool for anything. And I stand for something that I believe in. And I ask as many questions as I can along the road. That way, I'm well prepared for whatever is to come. So, I don't know. Like I said, it's a natural thing. It just comes from the heart. Everything comes from the heart. I don't know.
That's beautiful.
I don't know.
You do know. You do know. You got it. You do know.
I try. I really try my best.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It does. It really does. And I appreciate you, you know, just shedding a glimpse of what the day in the life of what it's like to live inside your mind, and expressing a little bit of your music too. I definitely appreciate getting to know your perspective.
I definitely appreciate you having me.
Of course, Levi. Well, thank you. And we'll definitely let us know when you are coming out with new music. Let us know when you have some wisdom to share.
Of course, anytime, anytime.
Sounds good.